Hey, what's up? This is Rob from Dare Angel, and today I'm going to replace a nut on my Fender Stratocaster with an inexpensive $35 guitar toolkit that I bought off Amazon. I'm going guerrilla style, doing it on a yoga mat with a foam thing I got from the inside of some packaging, and let's see how this turns out. Okay, first thing we're going to do is loosen up these strings and get them out of the way. I might as well use the string winder that came with this kit. Keep in mind, I have never done a nut change before. I've always done most of the other work on my guitars, done Intonation for years. As a matter of fact, I did the Intonation on the 7-string guitars that were used on the very first Korn album when I was working in the studio with them. So I've got a bit of history, music, and working on stuff. And there's an interesting fact about this guitar here too. This guitar was given to me by the band Cold when I worked on their first album. This was Scooter Ward's guitar, and we were partying in the studio one night after the sessions, getting pretty buzzed and having some fun, and the guys were like, "Hey man, I want to give you this guitar." Scoot's like, "I want to give you this guitar," and I was like, "Oh yeah, right." I didn't want to take their guitar and stuff where we all partying. And I'm like, "All right," and he was like, "No, I'm serious. I want to give you this guitar. Put it in your car. Put it in your car now." So I grabbed the guitar and I took it and I put it in the workshop at the studio, and I came in the next morning and the guys were like, "Yeah man, we had a pretty good time last night, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, you tried to give me that guitar." And they said, "No, we talked it over and we're serious. We want you to have that guitar, so you can consider that a production bonus." And I was pretty stoked to have that. I mean, really fortunate. It's a beautiful guitar. This is a 1996 Fender Lone Star Stratocaster, the first year they made these, American made, and you know, like Scooter said, it wasn't going to work for him because they tuned down to C, and this guitar wasn't really set up for that, so I ended up with that, and I got a lot of good use out of it. I still am. A couple of the features: it has 2 Texas Special single coils and a Pearly Gates humbucker in the bridge position, so it's got some really sweet tone. Let's get on to this. I'm going to get a little piece of tape so I can get these strings out of the way. Okay, I'm back with my tape, using painter's tape because this doesn't leave residue. It's very gentle. Pull a piece. Around the neck like so. Now, the next step is to get the existing nut out. I'm going to use these string cutters that they provide in here, nice and wide, so I should be able to get a grip out of it and slip it out of there. Bring it down here like so. Get a hold of this nut and see if I can slowly wiggle it out. Feel it moving. And there it is, comes out just like that. Let's see what we have in here to clean this up. I'm going to pick one of these files. Something flat. This guy here. Just give it a little clean. You don't want to really take anything off there, but just clean it up a bit. Any residue from glue. Maybe I'll use this little cleaning cloth to brush it out too. They give you quite a bit in these kits, so you can do just about anything. As I've said in the review of this kit, I did a review video for this particular kit. They're not luthier quality tools, but they are tools nonetheless, and should allow you to do quite a bit with your guitars. Okay, we're back again. I got some replacement nuts here. They are pre-slotted, so it should save me a little bit of work filing out the notches for the strings. Also grab my little helping hands with a magnifying glass in case I need those for some fine detail work. So first, let's take a nut out and see how it fits in. There's two in here. I'm going to pick which one I think is going to be the best because they have slight variations. They're pretty much the same. They're a sloped and radiused replacement for Fender guitars. I think this one's going to be it. We'll put this one back in the package. So let's fit it in and see how it works right off the bat. Pretty close. I guess there's going to be a little bit of filing to be done there. A little snug, but not bad. Not bad at all. Let's match it up with the old nut. And the two here together. You can see they're the same length and thickness. Radius on the bottom is pretty spot on. As far as height, wow, they are very close. Let's get the helping hands on this and see. Okay, I'm probably going to have to take a little bit off of there to get those to match up. So let's see how that goes. Okay, here's what I've run into here. These are actually radiused nuts. And I noticed that the one I pulled out of here is flat. So just on a whim, I'm going to see if I can even this out and see if it's still going to work. So I'm going to take it to some flat sandpaper here and start working on that bottom. You want to have it nice and flat to fit in that slot properly. It doesn't move around on you. You get good contact with the channel for the nut on the fretboard. I'm going to compare the height of these with my micrometer now and see how close I got it, see if that worked. We'll take a little bit more off of that. 5.34, 0.9, that's probably right about. Very close. Now we'll pre-fit this in there and see if we have to do any sanding or grinding for the width of the nut. Here we are in the neck position again, and we'll see how this sits in there. It's actually not bad. I'm going to take just a little bit off here. Maybe I'll use the grinding stone that came with this kit. We'll take this grinding stone and take some off the back edge. Maybe a little on the sandpaper, a little bit with the grinding stone. Be smooth. Back to the neck of the guitar. Let's see how this sits. Make sure this is really good. It slides in there. That's seating really nice now. I'm going to get my magnifier and see if I have any clearance. It's sitting in there really nice. Now the next thing is going to be to attach this with just a little bit of glue and then notch out the slots for the strings. Okay, I did say we were going guerrilla here, so I have to keep running in and out for tools and items. I'm doing this in my Florida room. It's nice and light with a big table. I don't have a great workshop area, and my studio is a little crowded, so I wanted some place with room. So we will pull this out of here. Looks like it's fitting on there really nice. It's a great fit. Maybe we'll take just a hair more off here, the back edge. just to make sure, just a tad. Again on the grinding stone. It was pretty smooth. Now, you want to get just a little bit of adhesive. You can use super glue or something like that. You don't want to use a lot because when you take this out again, when you do your next nut change, you don't want to be pulling wood out in that space there. So I'm going to put a little bit on a toothpick. Rub it through that space. Cap it. One little cloth through. Set this nut. Sitting in there nicely. No edges to file. And I'm going to give it a little tap with a small hammer to make sure it's seated in there properly. It's not hanging over the edge here. And then we can get on to filing these slots. One thing this kit came with is a set of nut slot files. Now, my string gauge here is 9 to 50. Now when you file these, you want to have that string about halfway embedded in the nut slot. Slight slope toward the back. This is a sloped nut. If you don't get them about halfway in, what's going to happen is your string will pop out when you're bending and sometimes fretting notes. Okay, I'm pretty satisfied with the file job on this nut now for those string slots. I'm going to tighten these strings back up and see how it is. Let's flip this around. I will use string winder from the kit again. And there you have it. I tuned this up. The intonation is still really good. I'm going to file down a little more in that slot for the G string to get a little better intonation, but other than that, it seems to be really good. I'm happy with the way this turned out. Strings are staying in their slots really nice, and it just goes to show what you can do with an inexpensive guitar toolkit. I will see you all next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like that as well, and I will see you again soon. Peace.